Ronak, you won't have another anchor in the same show. So that is why ESPN Cricinfo has only Ronak Kapoor all the time.
Where are we going? Where is it going? What's going on? So who will be the most expensive player at the mega auction of the IPL 2022? We've got Dan Vettori, Aakash Chopra, Gaurav Sundaraman, Nagaraj Golapuri and Saurabh Somani. It's a packed house. We've got 590 players in that list. God knows how many will go under the hammer. We've got over 570 crore that can be spent if you look at the balance purse of 10 teams now. So all the numbers are in favor of some big spending. Who's that one player that will be cashing in the most? And why is it Ishan Kishan, Aakash Chopra?
He's an opener. A swashbuckling left-handed opener who's also a keeper. He's young. So there could be franchises who would be actually keen to have him in their scheme of things for years to come. So Ishan Kishan, I'm pretty sure Mumbai Indians, heart of heart, they know that they wanted to retain him. And there are enough franchises who would have, the two franchises whether we talk about Lucknow or Ahmedabad, they must have approached him. I'm just assuming, no inside information. And the remaining 7, everybody wants him. So if 10 franchise, except say Rajasthan Royals, or 9 franchise probably are keen to get him, and maybe Delhi. Okay, 8. And I'm just course correcting because Rishabh Pant wouldn't want to have Ishan Kishan in the same side. So you got, Ronak, you won't have another anchor in the same show. So that is why ESPN Cricinfo has only Ronak Kapoor all the time.
Where are we going? Where is it going? What's going on?
So 8 teams will be keen on Ishan Kishan is going for big bucks.
Oh my God. After he said no inside information, I thought he's not going to say anything sensational. And here he is, Aakash was on fire. Naga smiled when he said no inside information. Naga's like, what do these guys know? Ask me.
Question is the one question for Ishan Kishan. Will Mumbai get him or not?
I think they'll get him. Let me make this simple. Aakash has said Ishan Kishan. Of course, many of us think it. So by a show of hands, how many of us think Kishan's going to be the most expensive player? Most expensive. Right. That's 4 already. So Dan and Naga don't think so. So I'm going to go to Dan now and ask him who that player is. Is it Shreyas Iyer? Is it an overseas player, Naga? Who's going to get top billing?
Shreyas Iyer.
Okay. That's it. Dan?
Jason Holder. It is. I think Jason Holder will be very close to the top. I think we're not joking. We rate him very highly, and because he's such a commodity and he's been playing so well, I think that there will be 8 to 10 franchises. And I think Aakash is right in saying, well, who are the actual players that 10 franchises are going to go after? And I think Ishan Kishan is close. I think he'll have 9 definitely after him. I don't think Delhi will be there, and Shreyas Iyer may have 6 to 7. So I think it will be Ishan Kishan who, because of his skill set, because of the way he plays, and because of that all-round ability, will push him near the top of it, if not the top.
It's going to be a 2-horse race. We know that it's between Kishan and Shreyas. And Shreyas only because I picked him slightly ahead, I feel, because of his captaincy potential. Now, he doesn't have an X factor. He's not your best batter in that sense. He's only played once, I think, one season where he topped his first season, 2015, where he had a bucket full of runs and he was the emerging player of the tournament. But at the same time, he is franchises, what I talk to, they keep telling me that this is a guy who is a future captain. Why would I not invest in him? Why would I not kind of pay attention to him? Like, if I want a Rohit Sharma for the next 6-7 years, I see that in Shreyas. I see that him playing for Indian cricket.
I would want to know from everyone who's mentioning Kishan to also throw in perhaps their alternate pick, right? Just to make this interesting a little. What if it's not Kishan? What if it's somebody else, obviously? So who's that dark horse as well? Saurabh?
The dark horse for me would be Deepak Chahar. I think, yeah. In fact, I thought we should have this discussion about who's going to be the second most expensive. I was not expecting Naga and Dan to not go for Ishan Kishan. But yeah, my second most expensive guy would be Deepak Chahar. I think and auctions also have this sort of recency bias, no? And he's just hit that swashbuckling 50 in South Africa. Even if he doesn't play against West Indies, that's he has hit that earlier in Sri Lanka. He hit that. And he gives you that 4 overs of bowling, and is an Indian sure shot guy in the playing 11. So yeah, I think Deepak Chahar would go for big bucks.
Deepak Chahar is very interesting. Aakash, do you have a second name for me?
See, besides these two, I think Deepak Chahar is likely to be the most expensive Indian bowler. Uh, come the auction. So, and that won't be a surprise at all as far as I'm concerned. He will be in demand.
All right, fair enough. You know what? I'm going to throw in Harsha Patel's name in this year, especially because he features before all those bowlers come up. He's in the all-rounder set, so he's going to come in after the marquee set and the batter set. For me, Harsha Patel, you never know what they've seen in him as that skill set, which just seems to be so unique. Maybe he could just surprise us with the kind of money he goes for. Any takers for that? I'll find out, but let's go to Dan. Maybe give us another option as a dark horse, someone who could surprise us with his price.
I do like Chahar. I think Chahar could even make a run at most expensive when Saurav explained it. I think that you will see every franchise wants him, doesn't it? It wants a player of his ability, and a franchise will talk themselves into him being a number 7 batsman as well. I think he's been down the order for CSK, so we probably haven't quite seen his ability, but I think that there's enough there for franchises to think he can be that number 7. I think Warner will be another one who'll be incredibly high, probably the highest paid overseas, or I think that would be where he will end up. So he's one will be there or thereabouts at the top end.
I'm tilting towards Yuzvendra Chahal. I think because he's a leggy, and like I mentioned, that leg spinners are very few. It's either Rahul Chahal or Chahal. Chahal, unlucky thing is he's coming slightly later, but I still think even if two franchises badly want Chahal to kind of strengthen their bowling attack, he would go in excess of 10 plus. So maybe he has a chance to be the most expensive Indian, if not at least bowler.
The overseas player you think will go for the most money? Dan's already thrown in Warner's name, maybe Jason Holder. Overseas player for you, Naga?
I mean, one guy, what about Quinton de Kock? Consistent scorer, 500 runs, played a big role in Mumbai winning the title in 2020, I think. Or was it? I would say Quinton.
Can I throw in Liam Livingston as well? I think he'll be right up the top.
Livingston.
Interesting. The marquee set has a number of overseas players in it. Bolt, Faf du Plessis, de Kock, Rabada. So lots of overseas players. Aakash?
Overseas, I'm going with Quinton de Kock actually. In the batters category, and Kagiso Rabada in the bowler category.
Right, what I want from all of you is a number, so give our viewers an idea of what sort of money can be spent here. So 16.25 Chris Morris remains the highest ever at an auction, albeit a smaller auction. GS, you can crunch the numbers for us.
I think Warner and Holder both, I would go between the 10 and 12 bracket, but for Ishan Kishan, I would look at 14 or 14 plus if he's slightly lucky.
Ishan Kishan 16. Quinton de Kock 10 plus.
Okay, fine. 10-ish, 10 plus. Naga?
Yeah, Shreyas about 15, 16. Quinton about 9 to 10. Yeah.
Interesting. Aakash?
Ishan Kishan for about 14 plus, and overseas could be Quinton de Kock, 8 to 10 plus.
Okay.
10 plus category.
For Quinton de Kock, if that's it. Dan?
Yeah, I think it'll be around the 14, 15 mark for the top Indian player, and around the 10 for the top overseas.
One category we've not talked about is the uncapped. Don't forget.
What?
It's who would be the most uncapped expensive
expensive uncapped. Yeah, the IPL throws in, the auction throws in an uncapped player for a lot of money. So Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, let's give names. Just SRK. Shah Rukh Khan for Aakash. Saurabh. Uncapped. One uncapped player.
I mean, I think it'll be Shah Rukh Khan, but let's just say Avesh Khan.
Okay. He could be capped from the time we speak now till the auction. So let's just keep that in your calculations. But yes, Avesh Khan. GS.
Shah
Rukh. Naga. Shah Rukh. Dan.
I'll go Avish just to mix it up.
Avish, yeah, mix it up. Right, we leave it there. Thank you very much to Dan Vettori, Nagaraj Golapuri, Aakash Chopra, Saurabh Somani, and Gaurav Sundararaman. Gentlemen, always a pleasure. That's what we think. Tell us what you think in the comments, and who do you think will end up with the biggest payday at the mega auction on Feb 12 and 13. This was Runorder. See you soon.